Hi everyone, I am Rakesh Sharma and I am a telemarketer, but I find making cold calls extremely difficult and challenging. Do you also face the same problem? So today we'll have with us Mr. Rakesh Sharma and he's a sales expert. So let's see if Mr. Sharma can give us some tips so we can make our cold calls more effective. Hello Mr. Sharma.
Hello.
So please help us out and please give us some tips so we can make our cold calls more effective and also get positive responses from our clients.
Shall we understand what you are saying? Actually, I have come to know from lots of salespeople that they find the cold calling as to be very difficult process in the entire sales. In fact, I know lots of telemarketers who would push the cold calling towards the end. I understand what are the challenges behind it, and based on my working with lots of my clients, I have actually developed a 5-step process which will help you in getting rid of these problems permanently. And thereafter, if you follow this 5-step process, you will find that your problems are completely taken care and your cold calling will become much more effective. So are you excited to listen this?
I am really excited. Guys, I think we've hit the jackpot and let's begin.
So the step number 1 is that don't make the cold calls, rather make the warm calls.
Warm calls. What does that mean?
Right. So the warm call basically means is that do some research about your prospects. At least find out their name and also a little bit about their business. And how you can do is you can go to the Google and look at their website and you'll be able to get some reasonable information about them. And once you get this information, you will actually be able to convert these calls from the cold to the warm category. What will happen that you will be able to create a background of relatedness. And once you make these calls with a background and the context of relatedness, then it will be very easy for you as well as to them to get related, and he will be able to welcome you better.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. So let us come to step number 2. Once you have done some research and you are ready to make these calls, pick up the phone and speak to the customer on the other side. Let me give an example. If you are speaking to Mr. Ramesh, simply say, "Hello, I am Rakesh Sharma this side. Am I speaking to Mr. Ramesh?" The answer will be yes, because you have already done some research on this. "Can I take a minute of yours? Is it good time to talk?" So what you are doing in the process is you are actually taking the permission to proceed on the call. And this is very important. I have seen lots of telecallers do not take permission. They immediately jump onto the call.
Oh yes, this has happened with me also. And the client just picked up my call, I started talking and they simply hung up the call.
Yeah, because on the other side, the listener, the prospect, was not ready to take your call. Please mind you, he is not waiting for your call. It's a disturbance in his routine. So it is always good that you take the permission before proceeding. Okay, let's assume that he has given you the permission. So then you go to the step number 3. The step number 3 is give a quick one-liner introduction of your company. For example, "Mr. Ramesh, I am Rakesh Sharma and I am speaking from Prime Performance Solutions. We are into the business of providing support to our clients so that they can take their business to the next level and we can maximize their profits." So make sure it is only a one-liner introduction, not a very lengthy one.
Ah, a one-liner. That's a neat trick.
Yeah. Otherwise, you will actually lose his attention and you will also unnecessarily bore him.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure that it is not very long. Now we'll talk about the fourth step, which is very, very important step. So in this step, what we are going to do is, we will talk about some important challenges which your prospect may be facing. For example, you may say, in Prime Performance Solutions, when we work with the small and medium enterprises, we have found that they generally struggle with the growth of their business. The business owners also find it difficult to get the best work done from their team members. Also, they find very difficult to organize themselves and to get best from their own time. So when you are doing this, you are actually drawing their attention towards yourself, and they start paying a focused attention towards you.
Yeah,
Right.
I get that.
So if you have done this well, then you can move on to the step number 5.
Okay.
What you can do is ask a simple question, and that simple question is, do you find any of these challenges familiar to you? Yes, they will immediately start talking about not these challenges but also a couple of more challenges which they may be facing. And this is where actually you are inviting them into your conversation.
Okay.
And if they start talking to you, you have done it. Because that is the purpose of making this call,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
Right. And they will start asking more questions from you. When they are asking a couple of more questions to you, that is the best time to ask for an appointment. Because that is generally the purpose of any cold call. So at that point of time, you actually ask for an appointment of yourself or maybe one of your salesperson who can go and give the entire sales presentation of your product and services to them at their premises.
That's
So
a success.
how do you find it?
I am really obliged. It's a great content, really.
Oh, great. If you really like it, are you ready for a bonus tip?
Oh wow, bonus tip. Give me it, please.
Oh, great. So make sure that before you make these calls or the telemarketing calls, script these calls. Write down the major content and practice it thoroughly. If you practice this scripted telecall thoroughly, when you are talking to your prospect on the phone call, you will find it very easy. And you will not be fumbling with the words. You will not be searching for the words at that point of time.
But
Does it make sense?
I have a doubt. It's
Yeah.
like, so won't scripting it make it sound more artificial?
Actually not. It completely depends upon the kind of practice you are doing. If you compromise on the level of practice, then it will be definitely a problem. But if you practice it well, then it will sound extremely professional and you will actually be able to make a very impactful call.
Alright. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for your time. And friends, I can't wait to try these tips and make my successful cold calls. So I urge all of you also to try this 5-step formula and write to us about your success stories. Happy selling!